This is sturdy. Let's get rid of that one. And here's our... Oh, well, we want the Bourgogne. Here's our Bourgogne. Alright, so, your Bourgogne build, I know you really like using damage control party mod. I'm glad to hear it was a good trip. So 40% extra action time means that instead of... Let me just put this on instead. Instead of 16.5 seconds of action time, you are going to 23.1. So that's an extra 7 seconds or so-ish of immunity to fire, flood, breaking, stuff like that. So, you know, that's kind of nice. You got damage control for less flooding, less fire, aiming systems, damage control, concealment, and main battery. All the things you would take on a battleship. There's an argument to be made for using maybe propulsion or rudder, but honestly, this is fine. I think that what you've done here makes perfect sense. Big O, is this a special captain?
Yes, it is Charles Henry Honor.
I figured it was one of the honorees because of the fact that you had Grease the Gears and Adrenaline Rush both picked, and both of these are buffed skills for the captains. So you've got Gun Feeder, into Grease the Gears, into Adrenaline Rush, and then you don't have Concealment. That's interesting. Instead, you have opted for Fire Prevention, Secondary Range, and so you do Secondary Range to buff the range of your secondaries so that close quarters combat procs earlier. And this helps your main battery reload time. So basically, if you're in range of secondaries to a target, your main guns reload 10% faster. So that's a huge buff for you there. You also picked emergency repair, so extra damage control and 10% repair party consumable action time. And that's why your repair party lasts so long. Casualty Drinker says, no propulsion mod. That is definitely something that he could choose. Where is it? Is it this one? Yeah. So Big O could go for engine boost mod. This is a very handy one to have on French battleships because your engine boost lasts for so long, 3 minutes. So having this buffs that even longer to 234 seconds. So that's almost 4 minutes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. See, you learned something. It's a premium ship, so if you use the Bourgogne a lot, it's definitely worth picking up. Hold on a sec, guys. I need to turn the music down just a little bit. There we go. That's better. All right. Your commander skills are okay. You've actually gone for a pretty high damage setup, which is fine. And then for signals, you've got anti-det, ramming, fire reduction, speed, secondaries. Again, get that range out even farther, so your main guns reload quicker. Consumables.
And
Go
when
ahead.
you pop the reload booster, I've gotten the main guns down to like 5, maybe 4 seconds, the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like max AR and something being in secondary range.
Now, there's one flag I'm surprised that you're not flying, and that is this one here, India Delta, to help your heal. That's kind of almost a absolute must in a battleship, right?
Yeah, but I tend to save those for like the top tier British battleships, Duncan, St. Vincent, Conqueror, and Lion, because I get the super heal.
Okay. So let's take a look at a recommended Bourgogne build, and this is just something just to think about. They've also gone for gun feeder like you did. Except for the second point, yeah, same point for second point there. And then slight deviation there. They go into Adrenaline Rush, which you did as well. Again, here's your build. But then they went into Concealment. And the reason why Concealment is helpful, and I was kind of surprised to see you didn't run it, is because Concealment on a Bourgogne, I mean, you get that thing down to almost cruiser levels of Concealment. That allows you to sneak up on a lot of people, which comes in very handy. Otherwise, they did that as well, so they don't do the, whatchamacallit, this one, close quarters. And because they don't do close quarters, they obviously also don't run the secondaries. Instead, they opt for Brisk. Now, Brisk is another thing that's really handy with the Bourgogne, because if you think about it, this synergizes really well with this. I mean, you've done a synergy yourself, but here's another synergy. The Brisk and Concealment. If you're not detected, your ship is 10% faster, which also synergizes with the propulsion module because that's 4 minutes of super speedy boat. That allows you to basically change sides in a match extremely fast. Or if you need to push up a flank and get to someplace that they don't expect you to be. It's very handy. One of my favorite experiences in the Bourgogne is getting on a broadside of a cruiser in clan battle before they could expect me to be there. And because of that, I took them down half health in one salvo. And it was glorious. But anyway, you got your build, so I just want to give you something to think about, okay?
Mm-hmm. I mean, this
All
build works for me. I enjoy it.
And that's the other thing that I wanted to mention. Just because that's a recommended build doesn't mean that that's the build you have to use. So I think it's a good idea to, find what works for you. But you can always experiment with commander builds, especially in public test, because who cares on that, This is a super ship in tier 10 battle. So you've got a midway, 3 battleships, 3 cruisers, 4 destroyers, 2 of which are Yamagiris, so that's fun, and a sub to deal with. Okay. Experimenting is always good, or at least that's what you were told on prom night. LOL.
I won't know anything about that. I never went to prom.
I went to prom once, and once was enough for me.
I was homeschooled, so.
I got in a fight right before my senior prom, and I was told you can walk and not go to prom, or you can go to prom and not walk. I'm like, I'm walking.
Gotcha.
You didn't miss much.
No, you really didn't. I just did it because I wanted to have some experience of doing it. I went with a friend, so it wasn't like a relationship, romantic thing or whatever. Much better off because of that. Your shells, by the way, were a little high. You did actually manage to hit. Now, the Bourgogne is really nice because if you get a fire and they DCP, you can pop your reload boost and get them on fire again. Unfortunately, the Montana's on the other side of the island. You're not going to be able to use that trick. Bourgogne should look familiar to most of you guys because it's an Alsace. Let me scroll back out here. It is the tier 9 Alsace at tier 10 with some extra added, goodies. Kleber. I'd probably look at the Kleber. So I'm curious, Big O, why are you turning out here?
Torps. I was anticipating torps.
Oh, okay. Probably a little early for that, but alright. And you switched to AP?
I was trying to get some citadels on Stalingrad.
Okay.
How do you shoot HE? Because he burns for 60 seconds.
Especially at that range and the dispersion at that range, you're better going HE trying to go for that fire.
I would agree.
If you DCPs, or am I gonna use reload booster?
You had a bros night at prom where you did 20 of you guys all went together? That sounds fun. I don't think those shells are... I think you're aiming too far behind. Got him with one.
Bon travail à tous.
Normally with Bourgogne, because I don't have that extra concealment, I tend to play it safe in the back, and then
Yeah.
like midway, I'll push in and let everything just start kicking in. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get that completely. And you're right, because you don't have the concealment, you can't afford to do that, to be so aggressive. Also, look at your curve first. I mean, he's doing a nice job of basically trying to get himself shot at instead of you. You're still behind on your shots. Okay, so you got the Montana AP again?
Torpille à tribord.
In the past, I've had some rather weird dev strikes with AP at long ranges, so.
Okay, against destroyers?
Oh. Good point. No, I was expecting the Monty to come out broad.
Okay. While also giving him a broadside. I'm very surprised you weren't, like, punished for that.
Ooh, trying not to eat that torp.
Notre équipe a pris
Yeah.
l'avantage.
Usually don't sit Bourgogne at that range, but you never know.
That's true. I mean, Burgon's got decent side armor. And then as far as Deca and everything, it's 32
There's
millimeter.
Yeah, like
Except
every
for the
French
shell
battleship
trap.
in the game, it's covered in 32. It is French turtleback.
Tonnerre de Brest.
Hey, Stevie's back.
Aidez la cible alliée.
Hi, do you want on my lap, buddy? Nope, he's going for the bed. French do have the black hole armor as well.
Affirmatif.
So I was going to mention you started going forward again, and I think you're better off at this point turning and just heading straight south, you know? Yeah, you gotta be careful not to go too close to like Schlieffens and stuff, yeah. Mecklenburg broadside to you?
Oh yeah, those are definitely enemies of French battleships. Or even the tier 8 runs if they're running IFHE.
Good point.
Attention. Cible repérée à cette position.
Stevie, I don't know if you guys saw Stevie stumble. He's also struggling with balance now. Getting old. All right, so what's going on in your head here now? What are you trying to accomplish next?
I assume he's trying to stop this mid push from happening.
Notre équipe a pris
Looks
Yes.
like
Like
you-
intercepting
yeah.
the Marseille.
You have to start using a cane duckman? Oh,
Nice shot to get through the gap.
yep, he did connect with 2 shells. Oh, I figured you, once I saw you, I knew you were that close. When I saw the torpedoes coming up from the water, that's where I knew where you were. Ish. Use the cane to beat off the women? Oh. Okay, nice hit on the Mac.
À tous les bâtiments. Cible stratégique repérée à cette position.
I just feel like you're using AP too much.
La
I don't know.
victoire est à notre portée.
handvol. Hulp is onderweg.
I have noticed that your aim has improved over the course of the game, so, you know, maybe you're just not accustomed to the French guns compared to other battleships that you play a lot of.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that the French shells come screaming out of the barrels, whereas the Americans are very slow, and German dispersion sucks. Period.
Well, yes, the interesting thing is that you're playing so far, you're shooting so far behind, but then, hey, Stalingrad appears and says, go ahead and sit me.
Sit me harder, Daddy.
And then you've got your reload booster up, and then you've got your ability procced right there, and that's what gets you the kill on the Stalingrad. Despite you saw the flare go up, you had Opizov on him.
Oh, this match is far from over.
Interesting, considering the ship lineup, but it's possible that it's time for your team to initiate the throw maneuver, huh?
time extensions are always welcome.
Her versus low, Yamagi. Oh, you set it up the Bourgogne? Wow.
Yeah, about that. Ow.
It's one of the
They got
things that
down the
might.
smokestack and struck straight down on the turtleback.
Yeah. It's one of the things it's a kind of a fixture on my channel. I say don't do something because it's not a good idea, and then it turns out to have been a good idea. Just aim on the nose little in on slower ships like Yamato or coming further away from the nose.
Fighters, I like bacon.
Oh, it's for Duckman. Okay. Looks like he DCP'd one fire.
Two.
Two. Okay. Either way, he DCP'd. So now you get to set him on fire again. He's running fire prevention, it looks like. Haven't seen the sub in a while.
About that.
That's why I'm mentioning it. I was gonna say, you might as well use your reload boost on the good Leo because he's broadside to you. Oh, look, sub. Caught on radar from your San Martin, looks like. So that was an attempt to shotgun you, and it's gonna fail. Wow. Good reaction.
I can get one? Yeah.
Fortunately, you missed hitting the sub. Oh, you left the Bourgogne at 112. Oof. Sub is spotted, but I can understand why you would want to get the shot off on the Bourgogne first. You're gonna depth charge the island a little, but okay. Doesn't matter, he's dead.
I mean, he was dead either way.
Yes. I might try to spread out my salvo there, just because only one shell's all you need to kill him. So that way, in case somehow he moves someplace else or whatever, get that one hit better. Citadels, you get overpens for 4K, right? I hear ya.
Now I get to spank the midway a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It's time for the midway to get a solo warrior. This has to kill all 4 of you guys.
I mean, I've done that.
I have too.
You even you covered the match that I did that with the midway.
Mhm. Nice Citadel. That guy's just... Wow. 221,000 damage. I have a feeling that's pretty much close to max, yeah. Not much left on that midway. You could have used your reload booster to get your shells out just a second earlier. Whatever. You still got the kill. And the victory. Nicely done. So yeah, I think the only real the biggest feedback points for you, aim is one, which you dialed it in. It took a while, but you dialed it in. And then the other is your shell types. I think you're shooting AP a little bit more than you need to be. But that's it. See, here with the Kurfürst, I'm looking at the replay now, the render. The Kurfürst going into the channel, that's a good opportunity for you to actually get a little bit more aggressive. You didn't, and that's fine, because obviously you don't want to throw your ship away, too. Same thing happened when you found a Hargumo all over pens and you're at 6k doing 19k damage direct hit. Yeah. Well, anything else to discuss on that replay, Big O?
Mm-mm. I thought it was just a good match in the Bourgogne overall.
Oh, absolutely, it was.
Actually, if I remember right, I had a match a couple of patches ago on this very map. I got first blood on a Holland, used a reload booster because he was that close. Then Dev struck an Edgar, right? Killed an Annapolis, a Nevsky, and then rammed a... What's the super ship one of the French battleship?
Patrie.
Yeah, rammed a Patrie for a Kraken in the win.
That's hilarious.
And we didn't lose a single ship, except me.
Worth? Damn, got a Kraken with 41k damage on the Aket. You're not sure if you're useful at all? I have a feeling you were, iMeals. Come on.
Did you say 41 damage or 41k?
41k. 41k.
Oh.
Alright, well, appreciate you sending that game in, and of course all your support, Big O. I'm going to move to this screen for a sec. We're going to do another